Pretty toasty, humid days to get through. So over the next couple of afternoons through Friday, you're going to be dealing with more heat, more humidity, and feels like temperatures that are well into the 90s. Now, by Friday afternoon, we'll be tracking our next storm chance. Do want to get you a first alert to this. This is coming along with a developing severe risk, so we are watching out for the potential for some strong winds and maybe even a little bit of hail with these storms. But once those move through, we enjoy a nice, cool stretch, and temperatures will be much cooler by the time we hit the weekend and even cooler by next work week. In the meantime, as you're sending the kids out to school tomorrow, it's going to be a pretty nice start to the day. Enjoy it. Mid-60s early tomorrow. By the time we hit the afternoon, though, for pickup, it's going to be warm. We're approaching our high in the 90s, giving that a C after school. We'll be sitting at 89. Pretty humid on top of that. And we're going to be hanging on to that heat through the end of the work week. Now, by the weekend, this is what you have to look forward to. High temperatures in the low 80s, both Saturday and Sunday, and both days are looking pretty good for your outdoor plans. Now, on Saturday, we may still have a very early shower holding on. That could be left over from those Friday night storms, but once those clear, both days are looking fantastic with much lower humidity. We'll be taking a closer look at the timing of Friday's storms and that cooler weather that's coming up. Brian?
All right, we'll see you in a bit, Emily. Thank you. Tonight, a first alert.
Waiting for a much anticipated cool down. This is going to get here just in time for the weekend. And take a look at our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. This takes us through the end of August. Much colder than average air just out to our east. And we're going to be picking up on the edge of that and feeling a nice drop in temperatures by the time we hit Saturday. For tomorrow, though, it's going to be another hot and humid day. We start off in the mid-60s, so if you can get out early, it should be a nice start to maybe take your dog out for a walk. Upper 60s at 6 a.m. We're at 74 by 9. You'll notice some mugginess in the air throughout the entire day, especially as we climb to that high of 91 for the metro. A lot of sunshine tomorrow as well. Can plan for high temperatures near 90 out across eastern Nebraska. We'll be at 91 for Lincoln as well, 90 in Beatrice, 88 for Wahoo. Mainly mid-80s over western Iowa. Red Oak is at 86 with a high of 85 tomorrow afternoon for Harlan. Everyone feeling a handful of degrees warmer because of that humidity, and Friday is likely going to be our hotter day with highs back to the 90s for most of us, including western Iowa. Should be up to 93 for Omaha and Lincoln, 92 in Fremont, high of 90 anticipated for Red Oak. But Friday will also be the last day of this really hot stretch. We'll be tracking some rain potential, and with those storms, a developing severe risk. I do want to get you a first alert to this. Now, after 3 p.m. Friday, that's the time frame to watch. So far, this is a 1 out of 5 risk, so on the minimal side in terms of severe potential. I think we could see that change as we get a little bit closer to Friday and have a better idea of exactly where we see some higher wind and hail risks. But we'll be watching this with the potential for some impacts to the evening commute around the metro. So let's go through the hour-by-hour forecast. As we get into Friday afternoon, by 3 p.m., here's that storm chance. It's starting off to the north and west, and that'll dive southeast through the afternoon and evening. As this moves through, likely pushes into the metro sometime between about 5 and 7 p.m. There's a little wiggle room there on the timing, especially as we get a bit closer. We should narrow that down a little bit more. That'll come along with some strong wind potential, maybe a little bit of hail, and that'll likely clear south by the late night hours Friday. And this is all coming along with some much cooler air. So by the time we hit the weekend, you can finally get outside and be comfortable during the afternoon. Saturday, a high of 82 will be breezy as that cooler air makes its way in. We do calm down on Sunday with a high of 80. And then by Monday and Tuesday, our high temperatures fall into the upper 70s. Those are going to be our coolest days before high temperatures return to near seasonal averages. And we'll finish out the 10-day forecast with highs in the mid-80s. Can stay on top of the forecast by downloading our First Alert 6 weather heat, but we have to get through a round of storms first. This is firing up as the colder air moves in, and Friday brings us a 1 out of 5 severe risk as those storms move through. We're keeping an eye on this and get a little bit more precise idea of timing and impacts as we get closer to Friday. Right now, though, the time frame looks to be after 3 p.m. and mainly a hail and wind concern with some of those spotty storms. Now, out there tonight, you might be noticing a little bit of rain. No severe risk here. We're looking at the tail end of the shower potential tonight. Still a couple of showers moving through the metro. We have one one just down to the southwest of Crescent, a few just north of Ralston, another one south of Gretna, moving through the metro with really light rain. You can see those clouds hanging over the metro now. The rest of this evening keeps us pretty warm, and we dry up between about 7 to 8 o'clock. We'll be taking a closer look at just when that cooler air gets here and when the 70s could arrive. That's coming up. Brian?
Haven't said that in a while, have we? Thanks, Emily. The woman